Hello, my friends. My name is Nick Sifoni, more commonly known as Deacon Nick, and I want to talk today about branding, how contractors and home service pros get remembered. And I'm going to go into a lot of detail, but first, and I don't want this to be about me, but just so you know who I am, I run a digital marketing agency that we started in 2012. For the most part, all my clients over these years have been contractors and home service pros. I've had a few clients otherwise. I've had a couple attorneys. I've worked with some medical people in the medical field. Um, but for the most part, we specialize on helping contractors and home service pros basically get more business, get more jobs without adding a whole bunch of new systems and without spending a bunch of money to do it. So what I want to talk about today is offline stuff. Now, we specialize in online stuff, but in a lot of cases, a company will hire me to be their overall marketing consultant. And I will help them with monthly special offers and um, snail mail, postcards and all kinds of stuff, right? But what I want to talk about today is how you can, by doing some of the smallest, cheapest, most simple things, you can get people to remember you, um, not just know you, but remember you and want to bring you customers, want to suggest to their friends that they use you. It's one thing to ask for referrals, and that's something, I hate to say this, but it's something contractors are not good at. Um, Anytime they have a contractor come here, fix my whatever, pest control, or fix my dryer and washer, install a furnace, or whatever it might be, I don't think I've ever had one of them say to me before they leave, hey, who do you know that might be able to use our service? Never, right? And the reason most of them don't do it is because they typically don't work, right? Um, you might ask 20 customers that question. Hey, who do you know that might be able to use a service like ours? 19 of them are going to say, I don't know anyone. I'll keep you in mind. So today we're going to talk about leaving the right impression so they do keep you in mind. But here's the point, that 1 out of 20 will think of something. By the way, I got a friend of mine who's dealing with something. And it's not like 19 don't give you a referral, then the 20th does, and that type of thing. It all works out in the averages. But the point is, it's developing the right habits and teaching your crew to develop the right habits. So you do get some business that way, right? I mean, if 1 out of every 20 customers gave you someone to call, gave you a referral, and half of those turned into a job, I don't know, do the math. How much is your average job? And then um, how many jobs do you do? Multiply that, and figure it out. How much more money would you make in a year? But anyway, let's get going here. I want to talk about getting your phones ringing. Offline branding tips for contractors. And I think marketing is talked about a lot more than branding in the home service industry. Uh, branding, you think of companies like Pepsi and Procter and Gamble and these huge companies, but branding can mean a lot of different things, right? Uh, Ideally, branding is to get people to remember who you are, right? Is to get people to remember your name. And we do that by having memorable logos, memorable calls to action, memorable slogans. But in your case, you just need to develop the right habits. So when somebody does find someone that needs you, they'll go out of their way or needs your service. They'll go out of their way to mention you. Um, and I'll mention this, there's a website called nextdoor.com, that nextdoor.com. And uh, I post there every day for all my clients, or not for all, but most of my clients. And I post there, I won't say every day. I post there at least a couple times a week for all my clients. And I post there at least a couple times a week for myself. But what I see all the time at nextdoor.com, so common, is homeowners saying, does anyone know a good fence guy? Or does anybody know a plumber? My basement's flooded, or whatever it might be, right? Does anyone know someone that is good with getting their grass to grow? I got weeds all over. So common. I see it all the time there, especially in the summer months. And if you're memorable, if you had six people say, if somebody posts, hey guys, I don't know, a groomer, dog groomer. Hey guys, I got a new dog and the dog's a mess. I need a good groomer. If five or six or seven people all say, oh yeah, call Mary, she's the best, they're going to call Mary, right? And then, yeah, you should have reviews that support that and everything, because 70% of people look up your reviews before they call you, and that's another video. Um, but that's what branding is for a home service pro or for a contractor. It's being memorable enough so people will bring you up when they hear somewhere that someone needs what you do. And I think I've said that 4 times already. So let's get to the list here. Don't just be seen, but be remembered. I do get long-winded sometimes. Maybe if you're watching the video, set it to speed 1.25 or something like that. But so don't just be seen, be remembered. Your best leads come from satisfied clients. After each job, ask for referrals, and I talked about that already. And offer a small thank you reward or discount for both the referral and the new customer. Um, I mean, I can give you a lot of examples. Referral marketing is one of the easiest ways to generate warm, qualified clients. And I've already beat that horse a little bit, but I will talk about offer a small thank you reward or discount for both the referrer and the new customer. One of my clients, a tool rental company, is a tool rental company in Ohio, in Xenia, Ohio. And we have a thing where if somebody refers a new customer, they get $100 off their next rental. And I mean, if someone, a tool rental company, a lot of these guys are contractors, they use them over and over again, right? So if they refer someone, when that person comes in and rents something, the referrer gets $100 off their next rental, which brings them back excited and helps them, and the new customer gets 10% off whatever they rent. So think of something, right? It depends what kind of business you're running, what's your service. But so offer some kind of discount for both the referrer and the new customer. And you can have little referral cards made and hand them out to people. Or basically, you could just tell them to mention your name when they come in and go out of your way to remember this. And when it happens, someone pick up the phone or send an email to the person, the referrer, and contact them. Hey, we just had so and so come in. It said that you sent them to us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. That little extra effort, that personal attention, which is something we don't have enough of in the world in our digital world these days. A phone call can go. If you call someone to thank them for sending you a referral, don't you think they're going to be a little more excited about sending you another referral? It's just the way it works, right? What goes around comes around. Offer a small thank you reward. Okay, that's the same type of thing that we already talked about. So number 2, make every job a mini billboard. Use yard signs to turn your completed projects into local ads. Place them strategically in high traffic neighborhoods with permission sometimes. And make sure they feature your logo, phone number, and a simple call out like roof replacement by your company. Make sure if you do this, and you can get these things for like $2 a sign or whatever it is. When you do a job at someone's house, even they might not want you to leave it there because most people, what we find is most people will leave the sign for a day or two in their lawn after you leave, and then throw it away. But if you do this, make sure you make the sign clear enough to be read by someone who's driving through the neighborhood. I've seen them sometimes where it's all this right. You just want a few sentences. You want them to see your name and the phone number and maybe an offer or something like this. Say you saw this sign and get 20% off or something. But this is like a really inexpensive way to get your name out there, and it's also social proof. If even if you just stick it to the ground while you're putting on their roof, or while you're doing whatever you're doing, as people drive by and they see workers on the roof and they see new roof by Jones Roofing and Foot Massage or whatever it is. That's a real thing, but anyway, um, it gives you credibility, right? The people that see that are like, oh, Sam had them put on his roof. Well, maybe it'll work for me. And my reference to the Jones Roofing and Foot Massage, there's a place in Chicago, and I don't know if they're still open anymore, but it was a barbecue and foot massage. You go in there and you eat barbecue, it's a restaurant, and they would massage your feet with all these different barbecue sauces. I imagine people walked out of there with red feet. I don't know, but there's a jingle, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Google it. I swear it's a real thing. You'll see it. Go to YouTube. There's videos. Um, Send a handwritten thank you note in a world full of text. There's supposed to be a period there, Nick. Send handwritten thank you notes. In a world full of text and emails, a handwritten thank you card stands out. Sending a quick note after every job keeps your name top of mind and naturally encourages word of mouth referrals. Haven't sent one lately? Write one to your last 5 customers today, right now. Sit down and just, it could be on a blank sheet of paper. Just get a little pad, just any pad. But if you get a pad with your letterhead on it, write just a little 2 sentences. Thank you so much for your trust and letting us help, with your exterminating Joe. Sign it, stick a business card in there, or sign it and stick a magnet in there. May have a business card made into a magnet. People are impressed when they get that because people don't do stuff like that anymore. They'll send a thank you email, but when's the last time you got a card in the mail, a thank you card actually written by the owner of the company? And you don't even have to personalize them. Make 10 of them now, give them to your somebody and have them send them out to your last 10 clients. But again, it's a good idea to put that magnet in there. I've got like 3 magnets on the side of my refrigerator from contractors that did work here. Some of those magnets have been there for years. And when it comes to mine, when we need our gutters cleaned again, who am I going to call? The guy with the magnet on the fridge, right? Because I see their name every day. It's stuck in my mind. It's stuck in my subconscious. Again, it's not just about being seen, but it's about being remembered and being remembered well enough for someone to tell somebody else about you. This is all old-fashioned stuff that was done so much years ago, but nowadays isn't. Team up with other local pros, build partnerships with complementary trades, realtors, plumbers, painters, landscapers, or HVAC pros. Exchange referrals or create bundle offers. Strategic collaboration often beats competition when it comes to generating new business. Maybe, I'm sure other guys, right? Other people in complementing businesses. Maybe have a brochure made, chip in, maybe the 5 or 6 of you chip in and have a flyer made or a brochure made that highlights all 6 of you, right? And just at every job, have your people leave it. Have your guy leave it after every job. And most of them get tossed in the circular file, right? But they won't all. And imagine if there's 6 of you doing it, and each of you has 3 or 4 jobs a day. That's 25 pieces of marketing material that are getting left all over in your area without a cost besides the printing, right? Sometimes you just got to get creative with this stuff, things you might not ever think of. Things, and here's what I hear a lot. Oh, that's a great idea, but I don't have the time to do it, right? Well, call me, I'll do it for you. I'll put it all together. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay me, but it's gonna bring your money, but it's gonna bring you money. It really will. I'm not saying these because I just think they're cool. I've seen most of these work, or I know someone who has done it. Most I've done myself, but a lot of times, I've just learned it from someone else. So here's what we did. Oh, really? And that worked? Yeah. So I'm not just doing this to build a video. So sponsor community events or youth teams. Few marketing ideas build trust and visibility faster than community involvement. Sponsor a local Little League team, charity event, or home show. You'll connect with potential customers while showing real support for your community. You sponsor a Little League team, you got guys running around with your name. And it's not just that they'll see that shirt and say, oh, next time I'm calling those guys. They'll see your shirt and think, oh, that's kind of cool, that they're helping the kids out. And not everybody thinks that. Maybe you don't think that way. So maybe you think, oh, that's a dumb idea. I would never be impressed by that. That doesn't mean someone else won't be, right? You never know where your next job's. I mean, most of your jobs are coming from ads or from social media. You know where most of your jobs are coming from. But it's those extra handful of jobs that trickle in. That's what these things generate, is that extra 10% of business above and beyond whatever you're doing that's predictable. And if you don't have anything predictable, give me a ring, we'll help. Um, Leave behind door hangers after finishing a job. Drop branded door hangers or flyers around the neighborhood. Include your company name, photos, and a free quote offer to attract nearby homeowners who may need similar services. Um, I was in real estate for a long time, and we used to, uh, when we looked at a house, we go across, we do the two neighbors and the three across the street. So every house we looked at, we'd throw a door hanger on the five houses around. If you're really motivated, do it all the way up and down the block, right? Um, and put in there, we just finished a job, and you can even write the address on there. We just finished a job at 1652 West Fifth Street or whatever it is. But you just never, again, you never know when someone needs you. And you know damn well if they're going online, they're not just seeing you, they're seeing you and 80 other, you know, roofing guys or gutter cleaners or whatever it is. So um, sometimes just being a little bit different. Again, it's not just being seen, it's being remembered. And when people see you a few times, like they see your yard sign, and then they get a hanger on their door, and then they see you online, and then they see your truck drive by, that stuff all it puts, and they might not remember it until they need it, but it puts stuff in their subconscious. It's all branding. It's all getting memorized, getting remembered, getting memorized. Um, Offer to speak at local events. And why didn't I put periods after all these things? My gosh, Nick. Offer to speak at local events. Volunteer to give short talks on home maintenance, remodeling trends, or energy savings at community gatherings or homeowner associations. Being seen as a local expert helps homeowners trust you before they need your services. If you speak somewhere, maybe you speak at a chamber of commerce, or at a homeowners association. Not only are you seen, right? But subconsciously they're like, well, if you're the guy they called, they must be endorsing you. And they might have someone different speak every month or whatever it is, but when they see you on a stage somewhere or highlighted somewhere or featured somewhere, um, then that gives you extra credibility above and beyond. They think, oh, of all the dog groomers in town, this is the one they picked. It just gives you credibility. And a lot of these places, homeowners associations, um, apartment complexes, that might not, I don't know if they do them, but uh, Chamber of Commerce's. A lot of these people are dying for speed. They're like, somebody, please, I need, oh my gosh, who's going to talk on our Tuesday meeting? Um, these are free events. You're not going to have to pay to do it. And it just gets your face in front of other people. And you just got to be willing to get off your butt and do it, on a Thursday night or on a Sunday afternoon or whatever it is. And I know, leaving door hangers, signs in the lawn. I've heard, God, I wish I had a dime for every time I heard, oh, my guys won't do that. You know what then? The owner of your business needs a checkup from the neck up. It's not, if your guys won't do that, it's your fault, right? And, I'm not here to throw blame around. I screw up plenty on my own. But if your guys won't do that, you need either to grow a little backbone or get guys that will. What else? Wrap your truck for 24/7 advertising. Most of you guys do this. You have branded vehicles, etc. And if you're new, maybe you're a new service company, you can't afford to wrap your truck or have a custom paint job. Of course, right? You can't sometimes. Get a magnet on the side. I don't have that. Get one of those on car or truck magnets, and if you have it, if you're careful and you have it made in the right color, and you stick it on the side of you have it made the same color as your car or truck, um, they won't notice. People won't notice that it's a magnet. It'll just look like it's part of it. But a clean branded vehicle can generate thousands of impressions daily. It's an affordable way to build affordable. That's a matter of opinion. If you're, again, if you're a new driveway cleaning or pressure washer, maybe it's not affordable, but a magnet is plenty affordable, car magnets for your doors. The more people, it's an affordable way to build awareness wherever you drive, essentially a mobile business card working around the clock. And finally, be visible where your customers are, period. Oops. I must be a pirate. Attend local homeowner expos, networking groups, or chamber meetings. I talked a little bit about that already, but this is attending instead of being featured, right? The more people recognize your face, the more likely they'll think of you and recommend you when they need a reliable contractor. Here's another idea. Get t-shirts made. People love free t-shirts. Every time you do a job, toss the homeowner a free t-shirt. Over time, man, you get hundreds of people walking around your local area wearing your t-shirts, you're going to get noticed. And it's going to start, oh, did you have those guys? And again, they're not going to ever remember you until they need you or until they hear someone else saying they need you. But that's when you want your name brought up, not all the competitors out there. Keep it simple. And our next video is going to be about digital stuff, but this is all stuff you can do offline. So many more. Bandit signs. When you drive around, especially on weekends, you see We Buy Houses signs everywhere. You see on the telephone poles, you see the little, we call them realtor signs, bandit signs, but we see a lot of them for junk companies, right? Got junk? You know why you see those so often? Because they work and they're inexpensive. Again, have each of your crews throw up 2 a day. Over time, pick it up. Hire an Uber guy to go around and stick them and toss them on telephone poles, right? Anyway, keep it simple and consistent. You don't need a huge ad spend or complicated marketing plan to keep your job calendar full. These free marketing ideas work because they're repeatable, low cost, and relationship based. And again, and I'm preaching to the choir here. The best thing you can do to get lots of referrals and to be remembered is to give excellent service at a good price, right? And you know that. Give 6-star to 10-star service in a 5-star world, and do it at a price that's affordable and fair, and you will have a good business. Be honest with people, et cetera, et cetera. Start with local outreach, build your online presence, and use technology like Builder Prime. That's a software program. Or let me change that. We have our own now. So like AI Sprinkle. Use technology like AI Sprinkle to automate follow-ups, track every lead, and see what's bringing in business so you can spend more time closing jobs, not chasing leads. Again, I'm Deacon Nick. I know you don't care, but here's something you'll care about. Go to, and I should have put this at the beginning. Go to www.school.com/4contractors. We just started we got 100 people in there, but we just started a marketing group, a free marketing group. Boom. A free marketing group for contractors. It's a peer group. You can talk to other contractors in there, share ideas, ask questions, get answers. There's some courses in there about how to do email marketing, how to do all kinds of marketing, things that I've learned over the course of all these years. And I'm talking here about branding, and I forget to put our group here. But anyway, school.com with a K /4contractors. It's a great group, lots of tips in there. I'll put this video in there as well. But thanks for listening. do these things. It'll just make your business better. So again, I'm Deacon Nick. If I could help you in any way, please reach out. You can also find me at aisprinkled.com. Take care. Bye-bye.